Welcome back to the O'Shea Vlogcast channel. I have a very special guest today. He's no stranger to the channel, and that is the one and only the Obsidian Podcast, aka the Obsidian Media Network, aka Mumia Ali. What's going on tonight, brother?
What's up, my brother O'Shea? Once again, it's Mumia Obsidian Ali on the O'Shea Vlogcast, bitches.
Oh man, dude. Oh shit.
What's up, y'all?
That's why you can't give.
Yeah,
you can't
go ahead.
Niggas money. This is why you can't give niggas money. When you give niggas money, they buy shit like that. Okay, I'm telling you. They go crazy with that shit. You see what he's doing? Oh man. So, what's going on today, brother?
Everything's great, man. How was your vacation in Budapest, Hungary?
It was cool. It was cool. It was all right. It was a little overpriced for the type of city. It was a lot of ugly bitches. If you want to go to Budapest and pick up chicks, you will be very, very disappointed, to let you know. But overall, it was okay. It was cool. But it's good to be back in Poland. Good to be back with my good internet connection, so I could have. So we not, I was on the Bruce Lee Chinese movement over there in Budapest. But today we have some pretty good interesting topics that we want to talk about. Yeah. You actually recommended the Jessie Williams situation and the Shea Butter. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Let's start off with the Jessie Williams situation and what your take is on the whole thing with him.
Yeah, before we get started though, man, I just wanted to say O'Shea finally has his Patreon page up for his channels as well as the Negro Manosphere website, and I'm asking everybody that's listening to head on over to his Patreon page and sign up, become a Patreon. Even if you only put $1 in there, man, sign up and become a patron. This is very important. We're going to have a discussion about some things tonight. And I want everybody that's listening, particularly the brothers, to understand something. We was talking about this before we actually came on the air. I hope O'Shea doesn't mind my doing this. So before I came on the air tonight, I decided to go ahead and check in on who I refer to as the overgrown simp, Derek Jackson, right? So I decided to go over there and see what he was been up to, because it's been a while since I checked his channel, and he's doing very well. And he's got a new product that he's pushing, some kind of ironically enough, Shea Butter product or whatever. And, he's doing his little lecture tour and things like that. He's doing well for himself. I take nothing away from him on that. Here's my point. We're going to talk about the Shea Moisture controversy and all the rest of it. The bottom line is this. Black women have been demonstrated. This isn't a personal opinion. This is a matter of empirical fact. Black women have been shown to support those who they deem support them. All right, companies, entities, individuals, you name it, they will do it. They will come out in strong numbers and force, and they will put their pocketbooks where their mouth is. Bottom line, I'm saying to black men, and this is important, because I'm not even saying this to white men. White men got their own manosphere, and I take nothing away from them on that. I've got good relations with many of our brothers from other mothers in the, if you will, white manosphere. They're doing very well for themselves. They got the Red Pill movie. Roosh is doing extremely well. The whole bit. The MGTOW forums on Reddit and all the rest. They're doing extremely well for themselves. I'm saying to black men, in light of what went down just this month and last month with the YouTube Google controversy and AdSense and all that, now Fox News and all the rest of it, you got to understand something. Okay? Media is ran by dollars. Be that small media, big media, alternative media, whatever. It's ran by dollars. What O'Shea Duke Jackson does here on these vlogcasts, podcast, hangout chats, and the website, the Negro Manosphere, what I do every day on my podcast show and my writings and things like that, the things that we do cost money. That's bottom line. It doesn't cost a whole lot of money, because now we're at a place technologically where the little guy can get on and have his platform, and he doesn't have to worry about paying, millions of dollars, to tell you the truth, to get the licensing and all the rest of it, to have a TV station or radio station or whatnot. You can pretty much do it for very low price, but it still costs. So brothers have to ask themselves, is it worth it to have a alternative media entity or entities that speak for them? If you're okay with the Derek Jacksons of the world, the Oprah Winfreys of the world, the Terry Morrisons, the Alice Walkers, the Iyanla Van Zants, all these people, if you're okay with the BETs, the TV ones, the Madame Noirs, the Clutches, if you're okay with those people basically saying all day, every day that black men ain't shit, if that's what you're okay with, then cool. I can't speak for O'Shea, but for me, I'll be happy to wrap everything up and ride off into the sunset and do something else with my life. I'm cool with it. But if you're not cool with it, then you got to support brothers like O'Shea, man. You got to support it. And when I say support it, you got to get the money up. It's that simple. Bottom line. Okay? It's just that simple. And personally, and you know, I know I'm going off on a tangent here, O'Shea, but please bear with me. Personally, I'm tired of the excuses. Black people excel at making excuses for reasons why they can't get something done. I'm just tired of it. I'm a lifelong blue collar brother. You know what I mean? I shouldn't even be here. First of all, I shouldn't be alive. Secondarily, I shouldn't be here doing what it is that I'm doing. I didn't have any experience as a writer, no experience as a podcaster, no experience as a live talk radio show host. I made it happen. This is after my career ended through no fault of my own, and I had to go through over a year of grueling and excruciatingly painful therapy just to get back functional again. I literally rebuilt myself from the ground up. That's the reason why when you listen to my live show, I play the old $6 Million Man theme, because that means something to me. So black men have to ask themselves, do they want media that speaks for them? If they don't, and you're okay with Derek Jackson and Oprah Winfrey and all them people making money hand over fist on the basis of black men ain't shit, then please don't say nothing to me, man. Please don't say shit to me. All right? O'Shea deserves your support. He's got a Patreon up right now. Please head on over there and become a Patreon. Even if you can only do it for $1 a month. I ain't trying to hear that brothers ain't got $1 a month to put in, man. I'm sorry. I ain't trying to hear that shit. That's all I want to say on that. So with that being said, I'll hand it back over to you, O'Shea.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you. Shout outs to Eric King Jr. He just signed up for a $5 a month pledge. So what I did, actually, the pledges start off at $5 a month for the Negro Manosphere. Not only when you sign up for Patreon do you support me, you're supporting the Negro Manosphere website. We don't have any ads on the site, brother. So what happens is we write the articles that you want to see. There's nobody that can take the site down. So we do this on the behalf of you. So we just support and pay Alan Roger Curry, we pay Mamiya Ali, we pay all our writers that are paid to do this. So shout outs to Eric King Jr. for the donation. Lover of Nothing pledge $5 a month for the Negro Manosphere. And I also want to give some shout outs really quickly to the brothers. Julian, $2 here in the super chat. Thank you so much. And Joe Cool, thank you so much for $10. Let's get the likes up, brothers. And let's talk a little bit about these simps, Obsidian, because I, for one, consider Jessie Williams to be a damn simp. Why are black women so upset with the whole Jessie Williams divorce from his wife, Aryn Lee, in your opinion? What's going on with that?
Well, you know, I'm glad that you asked because, all right, let's dial it back a little bit. First of all, in our last Hangout chat, we talked a bit about this issue. And what is that issue? That's of human mating. A lot of people, particularly in the black community, I hate to say this, but we are very much anti-intellectual. We thrive on not on data or empirical evidence, but we thrive rather on old wives' tales and, you know, Big Mama said and that sort of thing. And you know, the simple truth is that science is bearing out a lot of truths about human mating. And the simple truth is that not only is assortative mating, that is to say like goes with like, a real thing, but assortative mating works when it comes to the better off men and the better off women. The better off men, defined primarily as those men with resources and status, okay, they tend to pair off with the better off women defined as youth and beauty. Okay, that's how it works. When you have a situation like a Jessie Williams, who is considered a conventionally attractive man, and on top of that, he has status and resources, and he's paired up with a woman who is clearly not beautiful, you have a problem. Usually when there's discrepancies in mate value between male and female like that, the mate, to be that male or female with the higher mate value, will defect. In other words, they will be the first ones much more likely to either cheat or leave the relationship altogether. That's what we saw with Jessie Williams. Now, let's bring in black people, black women. Many black women, and I'm going to say this right here and right now. Let me keep this brutally 100. The reality and the harsh, cold truth is that there are far too many black women who seek to make 1,001 excuses for why they cannot be hot. They'll talk about their skin tone. They'll bemoan the fact that they ain't no size 6, on and on and on and on and on. And if you notice, I mean, white, feminists, which is a small group of white women overall. A lot of people, they give the impression that they're a lot bigger than they are online. But in truth, it's only a very small, less than 20% of white American women in the United States identifies as feminists. So there are a distinct minority in the United States. Those women aside, the vast majority of white women understand that if you want the better off men in white America, you got to be hot. Bottom line, go to any gym. If you live in a major city in the United States, go to any gym and there you will see white women busting their ass on treadmills, in those Zumba classes and Taibo classes, spinning on machines and all the rest of it. You'll see them right there, busting their ass to stay slim. Now, I'm not saying that you have to like it. I'm not saying that I'm not saying any of that. I'm just telling you what the truth is. Black women make all kinds of excuses for why they cannot be beautiful. And bottom line, here's the bottom line. The simple truth is, and I'm talking about black America, the simple truth is the better off brothers don't want to be paired up with busted chicks on the basis of some fictive racial kinship. They do not owe you some kind of special allegiance to you, sister, simply because you black. If you busted, you are busted, and you will not be able to get the Jessie Williams of the world. Mm-hmm. It's that simple. It's that simple. The better off brothers get the hot chick. I'll be even more brutally frank, because I recently talked about this on the Negro Manosphere. I talked about an article that I wrote about the book is Marriage for White People by Ralph Richard Banks. This came out about 6-7 years ago. And Ralph Richard Banks is a Stanford law professor, brother. And he made the argument that, there's too many brothers that are doing so bad in life, which that's not true. It's a lie. We have facts to prove it. And because of that, sisters need to date out. They need to abandon the brothers and all the rest of it. And one of his stars of his book is a sister named Carolyn Edgar. And in the book, she's known as Cecilia. And Cecilia, or Carolyn Edgar, talks in the book about how she married down. Because the argument goes that black women have to marry down. Educated black women have to marry down. Mm-hmm. Marry brothers without degrees and things of that nature. So she tells this tale of her marrying down, and the relationship didn't work because he wasn't well spoken, and he was very insecure about her making the money and this and that, and they finally ended up divorced. She ended up paying for the divorce. That was back in 2011. Well, I found out just recently, just earlier this year, that she wrote a piece about 2 or 3 years later for a website called For Grown People called The Grooming, where she gives a completely different account for why she may have had the situation that she did with her now ex-husband. By her own admission, she calls herself the fat, smart girl who, and I'll quote now, I'm directly quoting her. She says she more closely resembled a well-done fried piece of chicken. That's how she described herself. She talks about when she was in high school, all the hot chicks got with all the cute guys. She saw assortative mating in her own eyes, but she still wants to say that she had to marry down. She went to Harvard Law School, where not only with Ralph Richard Banks, she also went there with Hill Harper and Barack Obama. Mm-hmm. Both Banks and Obama married well. Hill Harper is a confirmed bachelor. I'll grant you that. But none of those three brothers are going to have Carolyn Edgar on their arm. Don't take my word for it. Google all the names for yourself. Everybody in the chat and everybody that'll be listening to this later on, Google the names for yourself and see for yourself. My argument was in my article is that I hold and I refer to them as respectable brothers. That is to say, brothers like a Banks, a law professor at a prominent university, Barack Obama, a president, a politician, Hill Harper, a well-respected New York Times best-selling author and A-list actor. I hold brothers like them accountable for A, enabling the fuckery and delusions of black women like Edgar, and B, for throwing everyday brothers like me under the bus. They will not tell these sisters the truth. I don't date fat chicks. Brothers that like me who go to the elite universities and is the shit, I don't date fat chicks. Bottom line.
Let me ask you
They're
this.
not going to tell them that. They're not going to tell them that.
Obsidian, let me ask you this here.
Yes.
Now, let me kind of start back. Jessie Williams, as you know, he caused some controversy last year. He's, pretty much pandering from black women. It seems like his wife that he's divorcing, she was a very successful real estate developer or agent. He was a school teacher, and when he didn't have much, and it seems like she had a lot. Now it seems like Jessie Williams, who was so for black women and black beauty, and he had a lot of respect for strong black women. Rumors have it that he's been out with Lady Minka Kelly, who's non-black, very beautiful white. Why do you think that Jessie Williams is filing for divorce from this strong, quote unquote, black woman, in your opinion?
Yes. Now let me explain this. I just got finished talking about my article last week. Mm-hmm. So for the Negro Manosphere, I talked about respectable brothers and how they enable the fuckery of black women. Mm-hmm. Jessie Williams is a case in point. He's a respectable brother. He's not an everyday brother off the block. He's not an everyday blue collar brother. No, he's a respectable brother. He has a respectable position in society that black women highly favor and look up to. I'm not making any of this up. I got it right out of Essence magazine. That's the Bible of black female fuckery. I got it from them. I didn't make any of this up. Sisters in particular, sisters like his ex-husband and Carolyn Edgar, they specifically look down on brothers like me simply for existing. Not because of anything we did to them, just for sucking air. That's the truth. And the truth is, and we all saw it writ large, Jessie Williams was enabling the fuckery of black women on a national scale. Mm-hmm. And then he turns around and gets with the chick he really want to be with. See, this is what a lot of respectable brothers like Hill Harper, like Ralph Richard Banks, like Barack Obama, this is what they do. They gas up the heads of these sisters that look like Jessie Williams, soon to be ex, and Carolyn Edgar. They do that on the one hand. And then on the other hand, on the quiet, they get with the chicks that look like the one that Jessie Williams is keeping company with right now. And let me make something else clear here, because this ain't a racial thing. It could very well be, she could have been she could be a black as Lupita. She still would be hot. Bottom line, she would still be hot. I know a lot of sisters want to make this out into a racial thing, completely forgetting the fact that Jessie Williams himself, his mama was white. So it ain't nothing contradictory in what he did. But see, they don't want to deal with the fact that successful men don't get with busted chicks. And the first chance they have to upgrade, they do so. And that's what Jessie Williams did. He upgraded. End of.
Okay, let me do this, because we now have BGS Ibmore here on the chat. And so I want to thank him for spending his time and to join us tonight, to join in. BGS, what's your whole take on the issue with Jessie Williams and the possible split and the joining up with Minka Kelly, the white woman who he might be alleged to be dealing with now?
Shit, we done seen this. You from the hood, man. We seen this a lot, man. You know how the brother gets out of prison? And he ain't got no money and no prospects. Where does he go? He go get some a fat chick, right?
Right.
Because she can support him, right?
A fat chick that got money, like a Carolyn Edgar or Jessie Williams, soon to be ex. They got money.
They got money. So in other words, when he was a poor, broke, good looking school teacher, she knew what she was buying. She bought him. He's a pimp. He's not a simp. I call him a pimp in simp's clothing, just like Jackson. They're pimps in simp clothing. It's like it's like a Jesse Jackson or a poverty pimp. Okay, they're pimps. They're not simps. So and he told black women what he wanted to hear because they're paying him.
Yep, there it is.
That's all it is. Remember there was a line in this movie called Syriana, right, where this black dude, he was brought in because all these oil magnates were talking shit, right? But he had to come in and investigate. And the old guy told him, he said, the rest of those guys are sheep thinking that they're lions. And said, you're a lion pretending to be a sheep.
And I want to emphasize something else here too, while we're on this point. And to bring it back to our theme tonight, since O'Shea now has the official Patreon page for the Negro Manosphere, I want to make this very crystal clear. You are not going to hear this kind of discussion on Madame Noir. You are not going to hear this kind of discussion on the Oprah Winfrey Network. You are not going to hear this kind of discussion on BET or TV One. You are not going to hear this discussion on ebony.com or Essence. Even though anyone with just one good eye can just take a look around and see what we're saying to be true. Name me the high post brother that's got Jessie Williams ex, a chick like that on his arm. I'll wait.
And let me do this real quick, you guys. While we're sitting here, let's take a little bit of intermission. We'll go to the next topic. Once again, we have 130 people watching. I really, 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 really appreciate those of you in the chat. Do me a favor. Let's go ahead and first like the video. So I'd like you to go ahead and go down into the box and like it. We have two of the most awesome black YouTubers God ever made. JR Wisdom, if you're in the building, I see you. If you want to participate, inbox me on Facebook. Brother, we'd love to have you back on the chat. So like the video, you guys. Show some support. And what we're going to do, while you're liking the video, I need to get up to 100 likes. First, let me go ahead and get you guys to subscribe to the Master Teachers channel. BGS Edmore, many of you have already know him. You love him well. But for those of you who don't know who he is, what are you missing out on? Let's go ahead and subscribe to BGS Edmore's channel. I just posted the link. Click on it. Subscribe. Jap, hey, if you want to get in on it, player, all you got to do is ask me. I got
Mr. Jap.
Jap knows what time it is. Me and Jap already knew, man, from the beginning that Jessie Williams was lying. We knew he was playing.
And I want to say to my brother Ezra. My brother Ezra said that Pierce Brosnan's wife is fat. Yeah, that's true. And Hugh Jackman's wife is not hot. That's true. They're the exceptions that prove the rule. They the exceptions that prove the rule, brother.
Well, his wife was hot when he married her. She's not now.
That's also true. That's also true. That's a good point. That's also true. That's also true. So again, I mean, we can try to find exceptions and contort ourselves into pretzels over this. I just rather just deal with life as it is, man. I mean, a lot of part of being an adult is to accept life on its own terms. That's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. Successful men get hot chicks.
Right. So
my advice to any black woman, because see, all this stuff about shea butter and colorism and all this nonsense and whining and moaning, it's not going to change anything. You saw Jessie Williams. He was singing your praises just last year in front of the whole world at the BET Awards. Look at who he with now. It's not going to change anything. What I say to sisters is this: be hot or die.
Yeah,
that's the bottom line.
Oprah
be
didn't
hot
get an ugly dude.
or die. Okay.
So Oprah got
bottom
money.
Line,
She didn't pick
be
no
hot
dudes.
or die. And the truth of the matter is that we are living in the 21st century. I know a lot of sisters don't want to hear this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. We got all kinds of cosmetic surgery options available. Obamacare is still in effect. You better take advantage of it before Trump get rid of it. If you got a hard time getting rid of that middle, you need to go and make an appointment for that surgery. so you can get that hourglass figure. It's real rap. It is what it is.
Okay.
You're not going to cajole guys like Jessie Williams to ride with you. You're not.
Okay.
You're not.
All right, let's do this here. So before we go back into the show, right, be hard or die. I mean, unfortunately, that's how it is. So what we're going to do is I'm going to limit it to just these particular people. J.R. Wisdom's going to come on, and then Minister Jap is going to come on. So I think what we'll try to do is alternate in between the first these 5 tonight. From what I understand, Angry Man also has a stream going on at the same time. So I didn't know that he was going to do a stream. We had announced ours a little bit earlier. So we'll probably just keep going, and then maybe when his stream is over, he'll come on and join us if he'd like to do so. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that our stream will probably go a little bit longer than his. So once he gets off, if he wants to come on and join in, he definitely can do that. We'll just probably leave it to the 5 that are going to come on. So Jap is on, all right, and we'll get J.R. Wisdom. So let's try to do this, guys. Thank you all for being here. Let's try to talk one at a time and respond to his questions. Let me go to Minister Jap. What
up, man?
What up with your boy? Glad to see you in here, man. The minister. No stranger to this channel. Minister, what's going on, man? You a light-skinned brother, man. What's going on with Jessie Williams? Y'all look like cousins anyway, nigga. I mean, what
You can hear me?
I can hear you really good, yeah.
Okay, all right, yeah, man. Hey, what up, Obsidian, everybody in the chat, man.
What's up, player? How you feeling, brother?
Man, coolin', man. So yeah, man, like I'm gonna say it like this, man. He duped the hell out of black women. You know what I'm saying? When he made that speech, they was all tingly in the chest, and you know, and soon as he got that real paper, he got him a badass bitch that ain't black. You know what I'm saying? And if you really look at his bitch was ugly. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm looking at him. I'm like, how did he do this, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, certain guys got light skin privileges, man. He was one of them, man. I would never pick that type of bitch, man. Like, come on, man. Like, you could tell that man he was down on his confidence. I don't know if he had braids or something back in the days or something, but he was down on his luck when he picked that one. She is beat. They say she got paper.
She got paper.
She getting paper.
She got paper.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, she got a little something.
She gets slapped in the face as soon as she wake up in the morning. Like, damn.
Let me ask you this.
She could take a punch. A face like that could take a punch, my nigga.
Probably did.
Yeah, let me ask you this. Now, you know, you have like a lot of black women really attacking Jessie Williams now. There are a lot of people on forums. They were saying, hey, we're rooting for him and her to stay together. Why do you think black women really are so upset with Jessie Williams?
I mean, he was a Jesus. He was the white savior, the white hope. You know, that's what they want. They want light-skinned niggas to cape for them. He did just that, but it wasn't authentic. It wasn't genuine. And one thing about, you know, a lot of times with the half-breeds, with the true mixed people, they got a conflict of interest on who they supposed to show love to.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, he can't show love to his black side and denounce his white side. Shit, his white side is the reason why he probably is succeeding in life. You know what I'm saying? And he's just as much as Caucasian as he is black. So, you know, he can flip the switch any day.
Right. Let me do this because I have J.R. Wisdom on the line, and he really looked like Jessie Williams, like a motherfucker. J.R. man, from your angle, but you're you have your mom's black. Your dad's white. You dated, you know, black women, non-black women. And what do you think Jessie Williams is feeling right now as a biracial brother yourself? What kind of hatred do you think he's feeling from black women right now? And how do you feel about his move as far as divorcing his wife, who is, in my opinion, not really that cute? Oh, you're on mute, man. You're on mute. Hold on. He's on mute. He's on mute. Hold on.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, so what do I feel about, you know, what the black women are saying about him divorcing his, well, first of all, I mean, does anybody know the reason why he's divorcing her? So I mean, if you're just gonna be mad because he's divorcing his wife, it's kind of, you know, you're being for it, but the media is gonna tell people what to be mad at anyway. You know what I'm saying? So as far as that goes, I don't think until you know a reason you can make up whatever. I mean, he might have she just didn't comply. Maybe he set some standards for her. I think you was talking about that. Maybe he set some standards over these 5 years and she just wasn't complying with them, you know, and things of that nature. Now, what was the other part of the question that you was asking?
Yeah, I mean, so why do you think that there's so much? Well, let me ask you this: since we don't know why he divorced her, I mean, you've been married. I mean, you have a book out right now that's pretty good. You've done a hangout with me talking about divorce. You have a lot of experience in this. Why do you think he divorced her? What would be a reason why he would leave her, in your opinion?
I mean, intelligently, I can't speak on that, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to speak on that, but you know, if I was to say why he divorced her, maybe he said some stuff as far as him being in the public eye and she not getting along with it, you know, like her not following the program, but maybe he has a certain image to uphold. I heard y'all talking about having an overweight wife, and a lot of celebrities do have an overweight wife, but maybe it's some standards. I can't really speculate on that.
Name them.
You know.
Name
what
them.
was that?
Name them.
LL Cool J got a fat wife.
He does.
His wife is busted.
Yeah, but he been with her.
Okay, well, I haven't seen her. But okay, for the sake of argument. Okay, fair enough. That's
John Rule got a fat ass wife too.
And he been with her for too.
John Rule,
the director,
the rapper.
Both of them.
John Rule, the rapper.
Oh, the rapper, John Rule. Okay, all right. These are like really old time guys, but okay, fair enough. That's two.
Yeah. Both of them dudes been with their ladies forever though. That's the difference. But I hear what you're saying.
Right.
You know, but Jesse only been with this woman 5 years. You know,
right. Exactly.
So I mean, I could speculate on what it is, but I mean, you know, and I guess the big thing is that the media is pushing that he's with a white woman now. So I guess that's the big issue. But at the end of the day, the man is half white. As much as he put black women up on a pedestal, at the end of the day, he's still half white. You know what I'm saying?
The issue isn't that the woman is white. The issue is that the woman is hot. That's the issue. And see, what a lot of black women will do is they'll use the racism piece to try to paper over the hotness piece. That's what they'll try to do.
Well, let me ask you, Obsidian. Let's change the scope of the conversation. What if Jessie Williams left his light-skinned wife, right? She's not light as him, but let's assume he leaves her for Lupita Nyong'o chick, a beautiful dark-skinned black woman.
Right.
Black women still be upset. What's your thoughts, Obsidian?
Sisters wouldn't have a problem with it.
Why is that?
A lot of black women use racism to paper over their insecurities. Sake of argument, he got with Bria Miles.
Yeah.
Is he still talking?
Did he cut out? I think he cut out.
Yeah. He probably still, knowing Obsidian, he's still talking, not knowing that he's cut out.
No. I'm silent. I'm silent.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, no, yeah, well, no, you know, they would have jumped on it, you know, going from a light-skinned woman to a dark-skinned woman. Oh, he would have got double the praise. But
Why is that? Let's elaborate on your theory, why that is. I mean, in your master teacher mindset, teach us why that would be double.
Because he would double validate them. In other words, the darker the berry, who is the lowest in the caste system, is the darkest person. So if somebody like Jessie Williams, who's obviously multiracial, and he's handsome, he's got blue eyes and all that kind of stuff, he would validate black women even further. He would leave a light-skinned woman who's closer to white to a darker woman. That would, that would blow their mind. He'd be a hero. But a white woman?
I mean, why do you think that Jessie Williams, though, and it's not confirmed that he is dating a woman who is white? I mean, it's rumored. I mean, if Jessie Williams, who has a degree in African studies, he went to Temple, why isn't he able get a hot dark-skinned chick? I mean, it would have been better for him. Why is he not trying to, like, you know, save face and like leave his fat ass wife for a better looking black chick and stay within the community?
I'm sure he could. I'm sure he very well could. But it's like anything else. Your relationships are built from proximity, not necessarily you picking somebody. You could go online or be in New York City and find a multitude of black chicks, or go to an African country and pick a very dark black chick who's a model if you wanted to. But mostly your relationships are built from proximity. These are the people that he's around. And when he was with her or dating her, he was on a project with her for 3 months. So what happens? It's like a work relationship.
I see. Okay. Let me ask Minister Jap. I don't know. Let's kind of change gears. Everybody's talking about this whole Shea Butter situation. Jap, are you familiar with what happened with the Shea Butter thing?
I'm catching bits and pieces of it. Did they pretty much sold out to a white company now, something like that?
Right, and I guess this sounds a lot like Jessie Williams. Well, I'm not so knowledgeable on it, but maybe, what have you heard about it? And we can kind of get some more clarity.
Well, you know, these were products for women's hair, you know, for black women's hair. You know, they were championing this shit, you know, as far as it being the best for natural coarse hair and shit like that. And then as years progressed, they started getting more inclusive, and they started making products for more mixed black people. And then now they about to start probably making products for white people because white people done bought them out. I mean, it's just like BET. I mean, BET is black-owned television, but eventually we built it up so much, and a greedy nigga just decided to cash out. You know, I mean, it's business at the end of the day. You know, it's just business. I don't see black women being as loyal to that product line as they claim they were. Because I date a lot of black women, and they barely want to buy that shit because that shit was so expensive. I mean, like that shit is very fucking expensive. Like a little bitty tub of fucking the shampoo was like $18. They'll go buy something else before they buy that shit. So I mean, it wasn't the cheapest. It wasn't the cheapest.
Right now, look at the prices.
It wasn't the cheapest, most reasonable shit you can get. You know, so like a lot of women looked over it, and now that they taken it away, now they want to act like they were real loyal to the product, and that's just not true. Because if you would have bought a whole setup for that Shea Butter shit, it would have cost you about $80. You know, for the conditioner, the shampoo, the oils, you know, the whole stuff and all of that. And nah, man. They wasn't gonna spend that type of money, man. Not when they had Korean companies doing the same thing and it was cheaper. They was gonna buy the cheap shit anyway. You know how niggas do anyway.
So what you're saying, Jap? So what you're saying, Jap, is that black women themselves are just operating by the rules of the market. They didn't want the price of Shea Moisture, and they went to cheaper sources. So what's the problem?
Yeah, they didn't support that product line like they claim they do, and that I'm being real. They're only like, it's kind of like when you got the kid who you know, like say if you go to your cousin's crib, right, and he's got a Nintendo, and he don't never play the fucking Nintendo, and then you see you playing a Nintendo, so now he want to play it. You know what I mean? Like, get the fuck out of here. You weren't even thinking about Shea Butter. If that company folded, you would have never. It's plenty. It's Lusters. It's all types of black-owned hair care products out there. You know what I'm saying? So they act like it's the end of the world. You know, and they made a big deal about it, but they never supported it. Like, said Shea Butter shit
Right.
is only in the black communities. It's not in every grocery store. I mean, in every grocery store and every Walgreens and every Sally's. It's only in the black communities. And for the most part, most of that shit is available on Amazon. So when a company is doing some shit like that, they got to sell it on Amazon. They're really independent. They're very small. They're very fucking small. So black women didn't help them get big at all. You know what I'm saying? They were still doing low level shit as far as sales. You know, I bought some of this shit just to try it out because I was in the wave game. I was doing the waves. I seen a dude. He was talking about, you know, he used the Shea Butter. It was like a pomade. That shit costed like $16. I said never again. And that's just me. I'd rather buy sporting waves or something. You know what I'm saying? Some classic shit, some Murrays or something. Fuck that. But I tried it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna be a loyal subscriber to it because it was kind of overrated. But for the most part, these women weren't buying that shit either. You know what I'm saying? It was just it had a hype to it. You know, because a lot of girls try to, you know, team natural and shit like that. It had some hype to it, but they wasn't running no commercials for that shit. They wasn't advertising nowhere. It was kind of word of mouth. And I mean, if black women wanted it like that, they would have supported it. Look, that's just my take on it. I'm being truthful about it.
Obsidian, let me ask you, because you're more knowledgeable on social situations than me. I'm just getting some information from Jack. I looked at it a little bit before, but you wanted to actually talk about this tonight. What's going on with the Shea Butter thing? I've heard Jack's take on it. What's your take on this whole thing?
Well, I mean, I concur with Jap. I'm looking at the Target. I pulled it up while we were talking. I went and did a quick Google just to get a sense of the prices and stuff like that. I'm looking at it on Target. To tell you the truth, I'm going to take Jap's word for it because he's actually used the product. He's actually bought it. I haven't. So I'm looking at the prices here, and to be frank, I can't make a personal judgment as it's expensive or not. So again, I'm going to defer to Jap on that. What I'll say about the overall issue is, it seems to me, I don't have a problem with what Shea Moisture was doing. Shea Moisture was doing what any good business tries to do, which is increase market share. That's what you do. That's good business. You want the most number of people buying your product possible. That's just good business 101, man. This isn't some kind of, conspiracy, in a star chamber to make black women look bad or erase them or anything like that. No, it's about getting more people to buy yourself. Jap himself. I mean, Shea Moisture wasn't marketing their products to brothers like Minister Jap who wanted to get wavy hair. They were marketing their stuff to women, starting off with black women and then expanding out to other races of women. They weren't targeting Minister Jap, but he tried out the product. Now, I guarantee you, if the big wigs at Shea Moisture get wind that you got a lot of brothers out there like Minister Jap trying out the product and they like it or whatever, they'll make a product line geared to brothers like Minister Jap. They'll make a men's grooming line. That's how business works. That's
and for the record, it was just a shampoo and conditioner. It wasn't no
sucks at business, right?
It wasn't no hair gel.
And I laid out the reasons why, because you hear a lot here on YouTube and other social media, but you also hear it in real life too. You always hear this idea that black women got it going on in businesses. They number one in businesses in America, this, that. And so I said to myself, well, if that's true, why don't we see these businesses that they got it so going on? Why don't we see so many more black women in businesses and stuff like that? I mean, we don't see. I mean, if you go out in your hood and in black American sectors and precincts, you don't see these major companies doing bank. I mean, where are the black women geared for black women in this case? I'll put an even finer point on it. Dark-skinned black women. You would think for all the whining and moaning that these dark-skinned sisters do, somebody among them would have said, you know what? We need to build our own hairline and beauty and skincare line and rock with that. You would think somebody would, but they don't. They don't. Why is that?
Let me do this before we're talking about this. First of all, it's a great point. I want to shout out Miss Anthropic One of the first YouTubers that I started listening to, binge watching before I came on YouTube. Thank you, brother. I love you so much, man. You just, really one of my biggest inspirations before I started YouTube. I used to watch you all the time. So thank you. I will do a call-in show at the end of the semester. For those of you asking about it, will I ever have a call-in show? The answer is yes. But it probably will not be until June. Let me do this. Before we go, and we're going to go to BGS Itmore. We have an all-star cast tonight, brothers. Let's go ahead and do me a favor, like the video. We have 171 people watching right now. I need 21 people to go down and hit the like button and like the video. Let's get the video to 100 likes. Once again, I do thank all of you for always supporting the Negro Manosphere, supporting the Patreon that we have. Everybody, I see Abstract Focus. I see Lavelle Robinson with that little ass T-shirt on, with them little ass teeth. Karakaри Jones, I see him. Shout outs to SaveYourselfBlackman.com. And if you want to get in on this cure, you can. Let's get the likes up. We're gonna go to BGS Itmore, the master teacher, and let him weigh on this. We'll go to JR and then go back to Jap. BGS, what's going on with this whole Shea Butter thing, in your opinion?
Well, this is one reason why a lot of really successful Black businesses don't advertise as Black businesses, because they're the big Fortune 1000 or even sometimes Fortune 500 Black-owned businesses. They don't represent themselves as Black-owned because of this backlash, because they know how fickle Black people can be, and especially Black women. Now, normally, Black women always complain that there's no successful Black businesses. We need more successful Black businesses. We need to market to everybody. And as soon as a company like Shea Moisture tries to do that, try to expand its base so they can be more successful and bring in more money so they can hire more Black women and Black people, this is what they do. Parker, who cares that he was married to a white woman? If you have a successful Black film that can be kind of controversial and everybody gets behind it and holds their nose and supports it like Jews do, guess what happens? It's going to be easier for, say, like an O'Shea Duke Jackson to come in and make a film, or Obsidian to make a film, because there's support behind it. But Black people and Black women in particular get in their feelings. When they don't like something, they will attack it, just like this. There was no reason for them. They should have applauded Shea Moisture for trying to expand their business model. So that the company could grow and the business could grow, because you would like this company to be an international conglomerate so they can hire Black people and expand their line. But no, this is what happens: crabs in a barrel. That's how come a lot of successful Black companies that do not, I've said this, that do not advertise as a Black company because of this.
Absolutely. And let me just follow up really quickly on what BGS said by saying the following. A lot of people who listen to my show know that in my younger years, I was a DJ and turntablist, and I'm going to get back into that because I want to incorporate that into my live shows and podcasting and stuff like that. Really bring a unique hip hop flavored radio feel to the show. And so I'm doing research on the equipment and stuff like that. Hip hop was started. Make no mistake about it, there were DJs prior to Grandmaster Flash, but Grandmaster Flash is credited with a number of very important developments to the history of turntablism and things like that. But whites and Hispanics and Asians, they always played an important role in the development of hip hop. And there have been many people from those races through the decades who have come along and have achieved prominence and stuff like that. You don't hear brothers say, "Oh my God, they're taking away, they're culturally appropriating our hip hop." No, we embrace that. Eminem came along, we embraced Eminem. That's a good thing for hip hop. Eminem was good for hip hop, man. He was good for hip hop. Rick Rubin was good for hip hop.
Yep.
That was a good thing.
Yep.
So Black women are so incredibly insecure. Instead of them trying to get sympathy, they need to be rolling on merit. Like I said, be hot or die. That's what they need to focus on. Instead of always trying to get sympathy, get most favorite victim status, as if we're still living in 1850 or something. Lincoln freed the slaves, bitches. Wake up.
Let me go to JR Wisdom, and let's see. So JR, did you hear about the Shea Butter commercial that caused a lot of outrage? Did you hear anything about that?
I didn't hear about it. I just saw it on Facebook and social media and stuff like that. Them talking about it, and I agree with what the brother said earlier with everything they're saying as far as marketing and capitalism, because that's their job. Same thing with the guy who bought out the AIDS medication. People were pissed off at him.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But there were certain laws in place that he had to follow, and it was in his best interest as far as a businessman to max out on the price per pill. So I think that this is just like like both brothers were saying before, this is just a topic of the week. Just like Steve Stevens. We ain't talking about Steve Stevens no more. By the end of the week, this Shea Butter shit'll be gone. You know what I'm saying? It's just something to some misery topic to be depressed about over social media and telling you to be upset about, you know what I'm saying, when really there's no contribution. If we really want to keep something from going down, you need to build your own and have your own popular cosmetic or hair care product line and things like that. So this is just a topic of the week. It'll be gone by the end of the week. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's just more bull.
Let me kind of switch the conversation up because I'm gonna get to Minister Jap. Minister, you've been coming on very strong. In the last few months. I mean, listen,
Hey, Jap's going.
Jap gone?
Yeah.
He left. Okay, he's like, man, I'm tired of talking. Well, I talk back to BGS Ipmore because BGS Ipmore has been coming on strong. Believe it or not, I mean, BGS a year ago was, I mean, similar to myself, not really that known. But BGS is probably one of the most respected YouTubers out, and you cannot say Negro Manosphere, Black Manosphere without mentioning BGS Ipmore as one of the top guys. Let me ask you this: you're very into the Black Manosphere. You give a lot of people advice. You help people like me. We all listen to you, and I want to ask you a question because should the Black Manosphere or the Negro Manosphere or Black male talking points, should we venture out to all markets of men? I mean, because we're talking pretty much to a Black male audience, should we take our show on the road to all men regardless of race?
Yeah, because this I'm sure you heard this term before, and it's been around for a very long time, at least 30, 40 years. We are the canaries in the coal mine. Okay. In other words, we lead, whether it's good or bad, we will lead. We are the forefront. We're the tip of the spear. So even MGTOW, for lack of a better term, has basically taken, our experience and looked at our experience and actually seen parallels in their own lives. The feminists actually use the civil rights a movement to basically garner their own movement. And basically, if you look at the feminists are basically feminism, and what they want is basically modeled out after the Black community. It's a matriarchy. That's what they're trying to start up. So in other words, yes, we should, because our experiences, because we are at the forefront of the bleeding edge of anything good or bad, that we should take it, because because we can draw a lot of parallels into the white world. Lots of them. I mean, I got tons of them that we can draw parallels, because the same thing, it's like maybe a 20, 25 year lag between what we experience and what they're experiencing, right? If you look at the white suicide rate and the drug rate, where white men are killing themselves, what they're going through with their women and whatnot. A very good book called by Charles Murray, talk about coming apart. He drew the exact parallels between the Black experience and the white experience. So yes, we should. In fact, I got, a lot of my subs are white people. They don't comment, but they're white people, because there's a very good parallel between what we experience with our women and what they're going through on an ongoing basis. If you look at the low marriage rate, the out of wedlock rate, all that stuff, it follows the exact same curve. It's just delayed like maybe 25 or 30 years. So they're headed where we already are. So we should.
Let me do this real quick because, first of all, we got a 209 watching. Thank you guys for coming. Gemini 605, I see you. ACK, thank you. Let's get the likes up on the videos, and individually, I'm going to start promoting the channel. So our special guest YouTubers, and we're going to go back to Obsidian. Let's go and get the likes up on the video here. We have 108 likes. Let's go ahead and get them up. I need people to go and like the video. Only reason why we ask you guys to do this is to keep the stream being supported. Shout outs to Kiri Gagari Jones. He just pledged $5 on Patreon. My goal is to get 1,500 brothers subscribed to Patreon. So we got 1,495 to go. So thank him for pledging $5 to keep the Negro Manosphere going. Keep the likes up. I really appreciate everybody here in the chat. Obsidian, you made a pretty controversial comment that was actually on BGS Ibmore's Friday night stream a few months ago.
Yeah.
And what you said is black men should potentially, or the black manosphere, or Negro manosphere, if you will, should consider opening its doors to gay black men. Now, I don't know if you noticed, I did a video on it. Did you see the video that I did on the topic?
No, I didn't. I have to go back and watch. I missed that one. Yeah, I did say that. And here's the reason why I said it. Because in Black America, the biggest homophobes are black women.
Yes.
Okay. And every black man who will know what I'm talking about, if it hasn't happened to him personally, they know a brother or they've witnessed a sister using homophobic statements. You know, a go-to tactic by a lot of black women, not all, but a lot of them, a go-to tactic is for them to call you gay or infer that you gay or you know, or you on a down low and all the rest of it. That whole thing with Oprah Winfrey and all the rest of it, that was a scandal of mammoth proportions when they went and scandalized gay men in general for somehow being the reason why black women are alone and by themselves, that they're taking all the good men by, you know, getting them into illicit down low associations and all this nonsense. That's bunk. That's BS. It's bunk. It's a lie. Okay. And I know that there's some brothers who have a problem with gay men insofar as their lifestyle or anything like that. I'm not saying that you have to be a booster for the gay lifestyle. What I'm saying is you should support other black men who are also being predated upon by black female fuckery. That's what I'm saying.
Let me get J.R. Wisdom's opinion on this, because, you know, even when Obsidian first said it, I was like, I don't know about that. And I mean, we kind of talking about how Shea Butter is trying to get into like a white audience, just like the Negro manosphere. Are we trying to get into, you know, white male audience, or maybe, you know, welcoming gay black men into the struggles of black male rights? J.R. Wisdom, what's your thoughts about this? How do you feel about it, and how do you see this transpiring?
I mean, as long as, you know, gay men are within the actual ideology and goals of the manosphere, you know what I'm saying? I don't see an issue with it. You know, as long as they're, you know, within, which obviously I know there's tenets and there's the goal, obviously, to support black men and to raise black men up, educate black men on the ills that this world has, which I'm assuming, I didn't write the creed for it, but I'm just assuming that's the overall goal for it. But as far as, you know, sexuality, as long as it's not hindering it, I don't have an issue. I don't have a problem, or, you know, with that. You know, monetarily, you know, anybody, what you do in your bedroom is your thing. But like I said, as far as if it goes against the actual ideology and the tenets of what the manosphere is trying to do, or the Negro manosphere is trying to do, then you know, I mean, I know I'm being kind of broad on that, but, you know, that's the way I see it. But as far as, you know, as far as that go, that's what I really got to say about it. I mean, you know, I don't know if you can elaborate. I mean, was I wrong about the ultimate goal of the manosphere? Maybe you can educate me. No,
I think you're quite readily available on that. Let me kind of give my points on it and kind of why I'm against it. Now, I did make the points, you know, from a fair point of view of what, you know, kind of what Obsidian was saying. This is why I'm against it. I just want to look at. Let's take Milo Yiannopoulos, for example, at Breitbart. And I think he did a wonderful job when he was there. But, you know, gay people tend to, from what I can see, and you can see like in black communities or black churches, they tend to want to overrun things and to make it their own. Not necessarily be joining in on something and standing in solidarity. No, they typically it's kind of like how black people took maybe, I don't know, like, you know, Christian white music and made it gospel, or kind of, and that's the kind of thing that you kind of get scared of, and kind of what Milo was kind of doing at Breitbart, although it was good, maybe it was a shell shocking factor. When Milo was writing, he was kind of making Breitbart kind of gay. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the kind of thing that you worry about when you cater to a crowd that typically is, gay black men and black women. They both feel that I think they are owed something. Gay rights are so huge, and they have a sense of entitlement many times. And I think when you think about gay black men, the first thing that you think of is the left. And you think of a lot of, and when you really feel that way, gay black men are many of them are so dysfunctional, and they don't know how to be a part of something that is functioning. I think the reason why the Negro manosphere is what it is because you have a highly competent, functional black men who are actually a part of the site and can keep it going.
Let me ask you this, O'Shea.
Yes.
And I'm not saying this to trip you up or nothing, but would you be willing to accept donations from gay men to help out the manosphere? Knowing gay men.
No.
No? Okay, I'm just asking. I wasn't trying to trip you up or nothing.
And the reason why is because it's not for. I hate to say this. I don't think it's for them.
Gotcha.
It's really not. This is my opinion. It could change. I'm open to anything. I just could not see having a guy who was a gay black male editor or writer for the Negro Manosphere. I know the world's changing, but it's just something that in my heart of hearts, I'm talking
about donations though.
William, what'd you say?
I'm talking about donations, monetary donations.
No. I think we have enough brothers who want to see. Something that this is from when Obsidian makes a podcast and he might be interested, in taking donations from gay black men. When Obsidian makes a podcast, he's talking to heterosexual black men. Do you listen up? If you go through all 1,000 Obsidian's video, he is talking to straight black men. He might be open to it. His videos are not for gay black men. And BGS More's videos ain't for gay black men either. He might say he's open to it. It's not.
And for a simple reason. And my product isn't for gay men per se for a simple reason, because I ain't gay.
Okay.
Right.
I don't like talking about the ins and outs of gay lifestyle when I ain't gay myself.
Yeah.
I just don't know enough about it to say anything from an authoritative point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I ain't against gays talking about whatever issues they have. It don't bother me.
Right.
It ain't a big deal to me. Some brothers have latent homophobia with them. Mm-hmm. And see, to me, the way that you handle that is, if you're concerned about dudes coming on to you or whatever, it's real simple. All you have to, if it happens, all you have to do is say, no, thank you. That's it.
That's it.
I mean, I don't think that's what the issue is. I think the issue is with black men in the manosphere is not, they're not worried, black men are not worried about gay black men coming on to them. I don't think that's what the problem is. I think it's the bullshit that comes along with. I mean, gay black men have a lot of dysfunctional fuck ups like single black mothers. They can't help it. You know what I mean? Many of them come from that. Now, obviously, I'm not saying all of them, right? Because you do have, gay black men who come from 2-parent homes, stuff like that. What I'm talking about is many gay people publicly identify from a liberal agenda. They identify from a very leftist point of view. I think that's really what it is. Yeah. More so than anything. Nobody's worried about nobody getting hit on.
Yeah, they tend to be liberal. They tend to be feminist. They tend to take on most gay black men that are active that you will want to be seen or want to be known tend to actually side with black feminists. They tend to act like black feminists. Even the ones that a couple of the ones that are shaky. I'm not going to call any names, but Obsidian knows who I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. They tend to be stronger black feminists than some black feminists actually are. So, yeah, I don't think that's a good look, because you're going to attract a different crowd, and you start attracting that crowd. It's going to cause a whole lot of dissension.
Let me tell you this also, and typically in my hangouts, I don't like to really make a lot of points, but let's look at the Church of God in Christ. The Church of God in Christ, and you should know Bishop Charles E. Blake is right there in your city. At West. I think he's still the presiding bishop of Church of God in Christ, from what I know.
Yeah.
Church of God in Christ used to be one of the most strict, no makeup for women. You could not join Church of God in Christ without being a fuck up. You just couldn't. They would kick you out immediately. Now, Church of God in Christ has turned so homo, pro-gay. Like, look at Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson is really pro-gay. And, you know, Magic Johnson is an avid supporter of Church of God in Christ. I support gay rights. Gays have really destroyed, in my opinion, Church of God in Christ, full gospel. If you look at one of the culprits of what destroys black churches, besides black women themselves, gay black men are right there.
Right there, yeah.
Right there.
Teammates, yeah.
And that is almost like sleeping with the, because gay black men, for the most part, they are really a creation of single black men. They really are, you know? And I think that if gay black men want something that speaks to their voices, I think it's up to them to start their own manosphere. I really believe that they can. There are a lot of gay black men who are very smart, educated. They can do that.
Well, you know, the conservative gay black men don't need us because they have their own network and they do very well.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, they don't need us. They don't have any problems, okay, because they have, and they don't really see color because they have their own little conservative gay network that they network with gay men of all colors. It's the ones that aren't doing well that we tend to attract. Right.
And I feel for those dudes who, you know, maybe they went through some sort of abuse. You know, they've been abused by somebody, a stepfather or somebody, mom's boyfriend. I mean, I'm still on the fence about it. And I know when I did that particular video, I got a lot of backlash for it. And I think maybe might be because, you know, once again, when like JR was saying, when people start supporting you monetarily, they start to be able to play a role in your, whether you like it or not, they play a role in your decision making. When you start taking money from people, they can stop supporting you. You know, the reason why I have the kind of content that I have is, number one, I believe in it, and number two, the people who support it want to hear this kind of content. When you start allowing gay men to support your content, you have to speak to a certain narrative to me. I think
you know, Obsidian, I would rather take the they call them studs now. I would rather take the stud black women over the gay black men because they're more in line to what we actually talk about. I'm serious. I've had them because I did a podcast from an article talking about a gay black woman that does not date black women, and she was talking the exact same points that black men are saying. I had a whole lot of gay black women come on to the comment in my comment section, said you're on point with that.
Wow. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So what's your take on all this Obsidian? You know, come in. Hold on a second, James Black. Unsubscribe. You dumb nigga. It's not unsubscribe. You see that? Look at the chat. James Black.
It's probably a woman. That's a woman with a man's name.
I'm gonna roast your ass later, nigga. But not right now. I got guests. You James, you motherfucker. You just wait. Obsidian, what's your take on if you were to have a spot for gay black men in the manosphere? How should it happen? And what do you think? How would you go about it?
The way you go about anything else, you have a series of conversations. You know, I don't think it's any secret sauce or anything like that. You just have a series of conversations. I think that a lot of black men. See, the thing about Milo Yiannopoulos that I think a lot of people kind of missed is that he was talking about the flip side of things from a gay male perspective with regard to feminists and by extension women that people don't normally think about or consider. You know, and I think the same thing is true with regard to the black side of things. But my personal opinion is, how do we get there? Conversations.
You know, he's talking about it. I did one post, and there's another post I'm gonna do, and I've started on it. It was written by Tim Wise. It's called "Is the Sisterhood Conditional?" And he's talking about how white feminists basically threw everybody else under the bus once they got what they wanted. Basically, once they took affirmative action, got the goodies, now they want to take the ladder and roll it up. I think that's what gays and black women are feeling, is that they marched and they got behind got in the crowd, but as soon as white women got what they wanted, the white feminists got what they wanted, they started rolling up the ladder. And what Tim Wise found out is that white feminists see race before they see gender, which is the exact opposite of what they speak about.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm looking at his website now.
Yeah, so what happened with Trump being getting, what is it, 56 of the white female vote?
Yeah.
Is it exactly in line with what Tim Wise said 20 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to do that one because I'm really out to, I'm going to give black feminists a good sock in the gut, because I call black feminists suckers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because they got hoodwinked by white women. The white women that they said they can't stand, they got hoodwinked and threw black men under the bus, and guess what they got? They got ran over by the wheels too.
Okay, let's kind of go ahead and we'll move to the whole dark skin versus light skin thing. I think Obsidian wanted to talk about Divine Dark Skin magazine.
Go ahead, Obsidian.
But before we do that, brothers, I got 130 people liking the videos, 222 watching. I need some $5 super chat donations. Y'all know I got some chicken I need to buy. Y'all get it.
Oh, you gotta play the organ now.
Yeah, Oregon. Hold on, let me get the offer music. You niggas is here. Let's play the offer music. Hold on, that's what I'm playing. We're gonna get this shit started. Hold on. Let me play the offer music. So intermission. I need niggas to donate. We got the offer music going on. Hold on. Come on now. Niggas gonna start donating. Okay. That's the first thing we're gonna do. Get these likes up, niggas.
Don't hit a like. Come on, y'all.
Come
on, y'all.
Go ahead.
Because I'll get a hangout. You guys will ask me questions for 8 hours. You bust my balls. Ask me all these off the wall questions, and you can't get a like for Obsidian for O'Shea. Come on now.
Offer time, niggas. Offer time. You know how they go. Pass. Don't put no condoms in the offer basket. Don't do that. You want no Kool-Aid? Like the video. That's your donate, and you niggas start pulling out your damn credit cards and put some $5 in the super chats, niggas. We need it right now. Quiet storm. Put your shades in there, nigga, with them Kool-Aid shades you got. Put them in the offer basket. Come on now, we got 219 watching. Get the likes up. I got 140. I need 10 more people. Praise the Lord.
Damn.
Oh, damn.
He's doing the Lord's work.
That brother, he put the
oh my goodness,
$100. Woo! I'm gonna play on. Shout out to Alexander.
That's what's up. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate that.
Alexander, thank you.
$100.
Thank you.
I ordered something else, boy. Do I see? Come on, y'all. Shout out to Alexander, man. $2. Oh, Ezra, brother.
Oh, Ezra.
What's up, Ezra?
Come on,
Appreciate it, bro.
Come on, appreciate it, because we need more likes now. Come on now.
Come on with the likes.
8 more likes. 8 more likes. Get the likes up. We having an offer, nigga. We need to get JRE want a new Jerry curl that costs money. Okay, new S curl.
Oh man.
Part 3. He didn't make the last group. We're trying to get him on another group. All right. Let's get to the new topic, y'all. Thank you, Alexander, for your donation. Thank you for Deacon Ibmore and Deacon Obsidian, Deacon Light-Skinnedness for the offer basket. Let's do this, brother. Let's do this. Oh, Mark.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Don Calypso.
Oh.
That's what's up, man. Mark Keller. Appreciate that.
Hold on, man. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to laugh, man, because I can't believe Mark. Now, Mark is my brother.
Yeah, Edward. Come on in.
Give a damn thing, Mark. No,
all the BGS crowd. Okay. I can't do super chat. You guys can't donate to mine, but come on in and donate to O'Shea's right now. Okay.
Yeah,
they screwed up my super chats. So all my fans, all my subs, come on in. And if you can't give a 2, can't give 5, give 1. They all count.
Levant, nigga, stop.
Put some pennies on the plate.
Mark Keller, before we get back into Mark Keller, man, he told me, I'll never forget this. He said, O'Shea, if you don't stop beefing with people, he said, I unsubscribed. That hurt me. And you know, I haven't been into a beef with nobody since he told me that. That was before he gave me $1. But see, I fuck with Mark Keller before he gave me any goddamn thing. So I appreciate him. That's the second $10 donation this month. Mark Keller is that he got a good job doing something. I'm gonna find out. $2, Lavelle. We're waiting for your shit. Just come. That's the church music. You niggas is making a nigga rich.
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it.
Hey, all my 6-figure brothers out there, you know, if you can't do 10, do 5. I got a lot of 6-figure brothers that are sub to me. All you guys put the keyboard down, stop programming for a second, man. Come on in with the credit card and donate to O'Shea. You do that, you know. I'm trying to do this feminist series because you guys say you guys want to go in on these feminists. You want to attack them, want to hit them in the gut. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you the ammo to come in and hit them in the gut. So when the black feminists come up to you and start talking shit, say y'all suckers. Y'all suckers. You guys are hoes to white women because they took your money. Now they're getting ready to take your man. Y'all hoes to white. If you see a black feminist, call her a hoe and a trick and a chump because they took her money, took her man's money, took her man's job, took her man's money. Then now they're getting ready to take the high post brothers from. That's how come Jessie Williams. He knows what side it is. He knows what time it is. He knows where things are going.
Mm-hmm. But let me do this, and thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate everybody that's doing something. You know, like I said, I just paid Obsidian. He'll verify it because you guys, when you donate, I paid Obsidian for the whole next month. He'll tell you. Thank you, Julian, for the Negro Manosphere. And he'll tell you, we pay people. When you guys donate to us, we pay Obsidian, we pay Alan Roger Curry. I go over to
do.
Is that right, Obsidian?
Sure do.
Pay a month in advance, right? So for,
where's my echo? The brother gets paid.
Alan Roger Curry, you guys have paid. When you guys pay, he's paid up until News or Riot.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we got a black woman donating.
We got a black woman. Okay.
Lord Jesus, Black Lion, what's going on? Can you be Google Play Card, iPhone? I'm not sure. Let me get back to you, Corey. Let's go back to the thing. Let me do this, Obsidian. Let's talk about this dark skin, light skin movement. I'm glad we got brother J.R. Williams, not because he light skinned, because his brother is smart and he can talk about these things. And so can BGS. I think BGS is dark like me. What's going on with this dark feminist hustle or dark female hustle, dark skin, dark divine skin magazine? Why do these things fail? I know you want to talk about it. Let's kind of go on about it right now in your opinion.
See, my thing is this. First of all, my take is that little Miss Chrissy, who's heading up the divine dark skin thing, it's going to fail for multiple reasons. One of them is just simply operational. I mean, she's, the story of how I got started and all the, fits and starts that it's gone through is a bad sign. It's a real bad look. Thanks, Lavelle. Appreciate that. So there's that. But another reason why it's going to fail is because, if your argument is that, we need to promote dark-skinned black women so other people will like us, that's not a good strategy. I mean, see, my thing is this. You have to study the people that's already doing things out there and then think about what it is that you want to do and think about how viable that is and how you go about doing it. If I was doing a Divine Dark Skin magazine, number one, I would make sure that I have all my operational shit together. Who's going to do IT? So I make sure that there's no problems on that end. Who's going to be my staff writers and how am I going to pay them? How's the site going to pay for itself? Is it going to be ad run? Is it going to be subscriptions? Is it going to be a bit of both or what? My first article would definitely not be hating on any Beckys. You could best believe that. I would just simply focus on, issues that are important to dark-skinned black women, and I would do my level best to back up everything that I write or have published with, researched academic empirical sources, not hearsay, not personal anecdote, not my story, my experience, because that's easily discountable. I mean, for every experience that one person has, somebody else can have an opposite experience. So I try to that's how I would approach it. And I would approach it from the standpoint of just presenting dark-skinned black women. It wouldn't be like a political motive or anything like that, pseudo-political motive or anything like that. I think that, you know, Chrissy's project is ill-fated, to tell you the truth, because it's so ill-planned and badly thought out, and to tell you the truth, badly executed. It's not going to be something that's going to be sustainable over the long term. And, you know, when you look into the wider society, I mean, you look at somebody like Lupita Nyong'o. Lupita Nyong'o has already been on People magazine. I mean, as one of the sexiest, most beautiful people alive. And whether you agree with that or not, that's just the plain truth. Just like Jessie Williams has been put on the cover of People magazine. So, I mean, you know, where do you go after that? I mean, and what is it that your magazine is doing that they're not? You know, to contrast and compare it, you know, the Negro Manosphere is doing something that not even A Voice for Men or Return of Kings is doing. You know, it's presenting content that you're not going to find on either one of those two platforms. And it's doing it from the perspective of black men. So you're not going to find that type of content. Let's use an example, Very Smart Brothers. You're not going to find the kind of content that the Negro Manosphere puts out on Very Smart Brothers. You're just not. So the Negro Manosphere is bringing something to the marketplace that black or white, you know, neither is offering right now. But Divine Darkskin, what is it bringing to the marketplace that isn't already pre-existing? You got Old Magazine, you got Essence, you got, you know, all these other different vehicles out there. I already mentioned People magazine. What is Divine Darkskin doing that you can't already find in these other vehicles? So that would be my argument on that. And as far as the colorism piece in particular, personally, with regard to women, personally, skin tone is irrelevant to me. What matters to me is body type. So let me give you an example of what I mean. So I like, you know, the thicker, shapely girls. I don't mind a bigger girl as long as she's shapely. Case in point, Christina Hendricks. Now, you know, she's white as the day is long, but she's a thick, shapely girl. Now, if you compare her to Issa Rae, for example, who I don't feel any attraction to at all. I mean, I don't dislike her either. I just don't feel any attraction to her. So if you say, okay, Obsidian, Christina Hendricks or Issa Rae, I'm going with Christina Hendricks, not because Christina Hendricks is white, but because of her body type is something that appeals to me. Now, if you put her next to a comparable sister, then I'm more than likely to go with the sister. If you take two sisters who are built similarly to Christina Hendricks, one is really dark skinned and one is really light skinned, then I got to go to other factors, you know, to determine, you know, which one I'm going to roll with. But it's not going to be a light skin, dark skin thing. It's a body type thing. Now, I can't speak for other brothers on this. Every brother has his own selection criteria. But for me personally, you know, skin tone is irrelevant. It's body type and how our face looks that, you know, determine, you know, my particular pick in a woman. So, I mean, to me, you know, the whole colorism thing is silly. And I honestly do believe that a lot of black women use it as a crutch to basically explain away why they're failures in life. A lot of black women like the idea of being a lovable loser. They find a lot of moral turpitude from being a loser, from being a victim. You know, my little way of putting it is most favorite victim status. Black women like that. That's what the whole idea about intersectionality is all about. It's about carving out a special place of victimhood only for black women. And that's the reason why you see the whole thing right now with the Shea Moisture Butter thing. You know, why can't, you know, white women come out, you know, and they talk about how they hate their hair. What, white women can't have bad hair days too? No, black women have to have a special place of victimhood. And the reason why is because they can't compete woman against woman out on the open stage on the world. So what they can't get by merit, they try to get by sympathy. Because if you think about, see, women in general can get sympathy more than men can. That's a powerful tool, and it can be used for manipulation. It's a powerful way to manipulate people. Very few men can get over by being a victim. You know, we even have a term for it, man up. We don't have an equivalent term of man up for women. There's a reason for it, because women are seen as helpless and defenseless. And a lot of black women, the same strong, independent black women on one hand, have no problem being the helpless damsel in distress when it suits them. So a lot of black women use colorism as a way of being a damsel in distress. Like I said, black women need to focus more on being hot. That's it.
Right, I actually agree. Let me do this while we go to we're gonna go to JR, then back to Master BGS. Let me go ahead and do some shout outs for the super chats, donations. First of all, Larry Ward, thank you. Marty W, thank you. Mr. Hurt, thank you. Ronald, thank you. Heru, thank you. I love you guys. Cannot say enough about you brothers. Do me a favor. Is Angry Man in here? Hold on, I didn't see him. Let me check him out here. Okay.
No, I haven't seen
Yes, I see him. Angry Man, if you want to come on, let me know. I can send you a link.
Thanks, Ray. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Ronald. Right now. Oh man, thanks so much, man, for 2187 donation. You guys, man, there's so much love you guys do every day. You brothers, man, do me a favor before we go to the next topic. Thank you again, Reynald. Man, you always support. You guys drop your emails. If you are not subscribed to the Negro Manosphere right now, and we're gonna bring Angry Man on, I want all of you brothers to drop your emails. I'm gonna subscribe you to the site, not now, but right now. Okay, we're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, confirmed subscribers, and we had a little bit of issue with the site as of late, but wow, we are ranked in the top 1 million sites worldwide, which doesn't seem like a lot, but there's many millions of sites, and we're currently like 180,000 in America. So that and we've only been a site for about 4 to 5 months, so we have incredible growth. So we're moving up every day. Angry Man, I just sent you the link. You guys drop your emails in the chat, okay? And when you drop your emails in the chat, I'm gonna go ahead and get you subscribed to the Negro Manosphere. Keep dropping your emails. Keep dropping your emails. Thank you so much, Ronald. Damn, I got so many fucking emails. Damn. Reggie, I think that's only if you're not subscribed. If you're already subscribed to the Negro Manosphere, don't put your email down there. But if you are subscribed, then continue to drop it. Let's go to okay, here we go. Reginald, I think you already subscribed, but let me do this. JR, how do you feel about this whole colorism thing? Do you have a preference, as far as women for what you want as far as colorism is concerned, or do you think that black women, we have a choice in the matter as far as preference is concerned? Are black men hating on them? What's your take on the whole thing, bro?
I like all black women, man. No matter your shade, color, any of that stuff. And I hear a lot of that same argument. I think Rashida was saying the same thing on your one of your hangouts, where black men just don't want to date black women. But you see there's like so many beautiful dark-skinned black women out here, and for a lot of men, when you try to talk to them, shot down or something like that, or either they're involved, and I hate to say this, they're involved. Well, beautiful women overall are involved in the sex industry in one shape or form, whether that be working at a club, bottle girl, working at a strip club, doing something high end. Not to say that that's all of them, but a lot of them, when you about yourself, you about your business, you establish, they're not trying to hear all that. You know what I'm saying? But you'll still throw out. And I have a lot of women comment, and like I said, I don't have a lot of subs, but I have a lot of black women comment on the videos that I make, and they keep saying the same thing, that men don't want to date them, and men want white women, and black men aren't the prize. Black men aren't all they're cracked up to be, and all this shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So me personally, I don't have a preference, but I had I wanted to read you something. This one guy, he said, basically this whole, and I did a video on the same thing you talking about, light skin versus dark skin. So I don't know if this is a man or a woman, but they commented and they said, they told me, you must, if you haven't already, interrogate your light skin privilege. That has, I'm gonna finish. He told me this today. Some dude commented, I guess it's a dude that commented, you must, if you haven't already, interrogate your light skin privilege that has rendered you handsome. versus dark skinned brothers. How your looks, masculinity, and sexuality have been rendered safe and non-threatening for white consumption / social spaces. Whether you want that privilege or not is irrelevant. It has been bestowed upon you and have probably given you some relative social mobility and immunity. You know what I'm saying? So he's basically commenting, telling me to do this as if, and I guess some people may see it as such, but I don't see any kind of privilege or anything like that. When I walk up, because I'm involved in I'm a technician, I'm involved in a customer service type job, and when I walk up on a white person, they get just as scared and intimidated. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I got some kind of privilege or that women. I don't have women knocking on my door. You know what I'm saying? Handsome is handsome. I don't care who you are. But it's this whole thing that I've come to learn. I hear a lot of static. I guess somebody got a feedback.
That's Angry Man. You got some feedback, Angry Man.
Yeah. What I've learned growing up, and this is something that I've come across, colorism both sides. You always see like a light-skinned person, a dark-skinned person, whether that be a light-skinned woman that's with a dark-skinned man, or vice versa. And supposedly there's a complex about that, not feeling either dark enough or wanting somebody of the lighter complexion. Just for that matter. So I don't think that it's a matter of someone being lighter and having a privilege or being more desirable. Mm-hmm. It's all based upon your preference. I think even Malcolm X's mother said, she hated herself so much she wanted to get the darkest man possible. 'Cause she was half white. You know what I'm saying? So I just think it's basically just about your preference. I don't care what my daughter's mother is a very dark skinned woman. You know what I'm saying? She's very dark. And I don't have a preference. My ex-wife is she's obviously not black, but she's a lighter complexion woman. So, it doesn't matter. Beautiful is beautiful to me. I don't care. And all that light skin, dark skin stuff is stupid to me. You know what I mean? So
let's get angry. Let's see. Let me see what's going on because we have some stats. Maybe it's me.
You got Juan Valdez. Do you have speakers on in the background by any chance?
Nah, my mic should be off. I've actually got the joint turned down.
Okay.
I don't think it's me. Somebody's got speakers on in the background because mine is coming straight through my headset, so it's not my.
Okay.
Let me see. Is it me?
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
All right, Angry Man, go ahead and say something. Let's see if we can get it straightened out.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
You're coming in static.
I'm coming in staticky. Hold on. Is that better?
Okay, say something.
You said what now?
No, it's
still echoing. Hold on. Let me see.
That sounds better.
Let me play around with my settings real quick and see what. Okay, I see what's going on.
Okay. So, also, while Angry Man is getting his stuff squared away, you guys, I'm sending, for those of you who wanted to be subscribed and drop your emails, check your email. You should be getting something from the Negro Manosphere and confirm your actual subscription, all right, to the site. So, so keep on, as I'm sending you this, confirm the email that you should be getting from us so that you can join the Negro Manosphere and stay subscribed. So just to continue to do that, and we're basically, let me see here. Thanks to New York, Africa for the $5 donation. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And Angry Man, are you okay now? Everything good?
Yeah, I had the settings on the Hangout room. You should be straight now. Is it?
Yeah, you sound good.
Oh yeah, I'm good now. Yeah.
I guess we want to talk about, and you've done a video where you said you prefer actually light-skinned women, which it was a very good video, but controversial. Why? I mean, is there a difference between a preference between light and dark skinned women? Do you think overall? What's your take on this whole colorism type of thing?
It's hard to talk about that without it being controversial, because there's really nothing you can say that is not going to be found offensive by women that are darker skinned.
Mm-hmm.
There are women who are dark skinned that are, extremely beautiful, but there are a lot of women who are darker skinned that are not. It's just a reality. When you start looking at women who are racially ambiguous, they have a wider variety of features. And, I've said this on my channel numerous times, like evolution wants racial diversity. It just does. Like you end up with, you start looking at somebody and you start looking at what makes them beautiful. You're looking at the symmetry of their face. You're looking at a lot of different things. So like the skin tone, in my personal opinion, is just like it's like just one of the things that they latch on to, but it's not the thing that they, that's really the most key factor. Because it's not like dark-skinned sisters are having difficulty getting in relationships. You know what I'm saying? If anything, I would say that more often than not, like dark-skinned sisters have like a reputation for being mean and hateful and wanting to fight. And the sad part is it happens so much that it's become part of their identity instead of it being stereotype. So, you got that one part that plays a factor in it. You know what I'm saying? But right now you got a lot of sisters just jealous of light-skinned sisters because they get more roles and they seem to be more desired or whatever. And I just did a video like a little while ago talking about the reason why sisters don't want brothers dating white women. And, the truth of the matter is black women, especially dark-skinned sisters, they want a monopoly on black men, because if they have a monopoly on black men, then they don't have to behave a certain way. They can pretty much do whatever they want. Because if they can convince a brother not to date outside his race, or to date a light-skinned sister that may behave differently because she may have one parent that's white. She may have grew up in a household with a white father, so she grew up in a patriarchal household, so she's more likely to be submissive. You know what I'm saying? So when you got stuff like that going on, sisters will shame brothers into, oh, well, you don't want to date, you're color struck and you're this and you're that, and make them feel some type of way so that they won't pursue other options. And that gives them carte blanche to pretty much do whatever they want.
And you had, I was like, wow, we started the stream. I was like, damn, we had like 80 people. I said, damn, Angry Man somebody must be having a stream. You had like 230 or something people on that damn stream. So that was a good topic. And it comes right into what we're talking about today, Obsidian. Angry Man had that video going, and I, unfortunately, because we were on this stream, we couldn't watch it. But let's talk about this whole thing that black women don't want black men dating white women. And it just comes back full circle about Jessie Williams with the alleged Minka Kelly thing. Let's talk about free market dating and your whole idea about black women don't want to compete in the free market. I think it's a great soundbite right now, and kind of go into that.
I did a podcast last year, I think it was, called Black Women Are Sexual Marketplace Socialists. And they don't really want to compete in the open market. I mean, the reality is, in today's world, where it's not just black people choosing to be with other black people across class lines, things like that, but the reality is that black people can, at least in theory, mate with people who are not black. And that's true for black men and black women. But let's be honest, black men have been outpacing black women in that regard for quite some time now. The simple truth of the matter is that the stakes get higher for competition. Everybody has to compete for mates. It's not just true of black women. That's everybody, men, women, black, white, and everything else. And in between, old and young, rich and poor, attractive and unattractive. Everybody has to compete for mates. And the simple truth of the matter is that everybody's not going to competition. They're going to be winners and losers. That's inherent in any competition. And a lot of black women will try to keep from competing because of their own insecurities. Many of them fear, not completely unfounded, that they will lose, particularly when it comes to brothers like a Jessie Williams. You know, but putting our heads in the sand is not going to make the problems go away. And continuing to dredge up, you know, stuff from, you know, the antebellum South and slavery isn't going to make it go away. We're in the 21st century. We are where we are. And I think we do a lot better when we confront all of these things with, you know, clear eyes than keeping our heads in the sand and our, you know, fingers in our ears.
Good point. Very good point. Let me do this. We have an excellent cast. Take a little bit of intermission. I'm going to put the Oregon music on, but we're not going to ask you for no damn money. What we're going to ask you for is some emails, okay? So I'm going to put the Charles Nick's Amazing Grace song, right? I know you niggas like that. It made y'all give some money. What we going to do, I want you to put your emails, and we collecting emails. So we put in the offering basket for the emails, okay? So you Negroes, you hear the music. Get the basket going around the church, nigga. If you are not subscribed to the Negro Manuscript, what the fuck is going on? Okay, I'm gonna put some holy oil on your head, nigga. Put your emails in down Calypso, Oregon. I know y'all like that, right? Calypso, Oregon. Put your emails in there right now. Take a little bit of intermission. Subscribe to the greatest website in the history of African American Negroes. All right, drop your emails. You niggas still talking? Put your emails down there in the chat, nigga. In the chat. Put your emails down there. You niggas is dumb. MKT King. No, put the Black Lion, nigga. Hold on. Stop the Oregon music. Dumb niggas. This is why I tell you niggas to stop having diapers on your motherfucking forehead like Black Lion 777. I said drop your email. You said something totally different, nigga. Thank you, Delano. Thank you. See, niggas don't listen. All right, let's get back to the damn topic. Motherfuckers, I tell you, this that nigga with that motherfucking diaper on his goddamn head. It's always him. I hate his ass. Motherfucker. Okay. Obsidian. Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. That was a bad offer, man, because Black Lion fucked it up. You said previously black women hate LA. I mean, I keep thinking about that. I had my friend on Jimmy. I should mess her, see if she wants to come back on and get fucked with tonight. But when you said that, I saw BGS from LA, I'm from LA. Why don't black women like LA? Is he there?
Yeah, I'm here. I couldn't hear you for a second.
Black women in LA, in places like it.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
You went out again.
I said,
Here. Competition is stiff in LA. Competition is real stiff in LA. You have to compete with not just other black women, but all sorts of women, and that's the thing. And it's not that they're competing for the regular guys; they're competing for the top tier guys. The top tier guys want a certain look. If you're not a Barbie doll, whether you're black, Hispanic, white, or whatever, you're not gonna get the top tier guys. Where it's easier to go to the Midwest, like Houston, Dallas, or wherever, you have a better shot. But in LA, New York, DC, the competition is fierce.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Miami is another area. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Also, let me put this out there. I know, like, many brothers may never think about coming to Poland, but my chick coming to Poland, she even mentioned the competition is fierce here. I mean, think about that. For a lot of black, you know, and you always wonder why you don't see many black women like living overseas. Like you see like black men. I see so many black male expats. I saw a guy that lives in the Philippines. Philco lives in Russia. Randy Flagg lives in China. You notice you never see black women like living overseas for the most
Germany
part.
But there's a reason. You know,
Yeah.
from an evolutionary standpoint, the idea goes that the mind, the brain, has evolved over millennia to adapt to to adapt the problems in the environment when it comes to mating. And one of those things, one of those adaptations is the idea, and we recognize this all the time in Black American vernacular, of staying in your lane. The idea of mate value. She or he is out of your league, that sort of thing. We all have a sense of what we can realistically aim for and what we can't. And for those who don't, who have unrealistic ideas of what we can attract or who we can attract as a mate, for those of us who have a very unrealistic view, what we end up doing is setting ourselves up for not just repeated rejections, but medical science has proven that rejection registers in the brain as pain. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, it's true. And so you're setting yourself up for a lot of psychological anguish every time you get rejected. This is another reason why women are so loath to approach men, because rejection literally hurts.
Wow. I didn't know. Well, let me get your take on that, BGS. And you've been living in LA for a long time. What's kind of lead on to what Obsidian's talking about with this rejection and about it hurting? Because I had no idea it hurts. I've been rejected all my goddamn life, so the shit is normal to me. But shit.
Yeah, I mean, rejection. Women are not built for rejection, and that's because they haven't been socialized to it. And like he says, that's like women do not approach, and Black women especially, because their self-esteem is already low, or their self-worth is already low. So for them to get rejected, especially by Black men, because Black women already look down on their own men. They do, whether we like it or not, they do. They already look down on Black men. So to be rejected by somebody that you look down on, where does that put you? That's like when a Black man leaves, especially a dark Black man, like my color and your color, gets a white woman. Ooh, yeah. They really go ballistic. They really go, wait a minute, wait a minute, you're beneath me and you got her, and how come I can't get a white man? You got a white woman easy and I get a white man, they go ballistic. Because they look at us as the lowest status. Go ahead, Angry Man.
Hold on. Before you guys,
okay.
I want to ask you, BJ, and go to Angry Man. Why do you think Black women have low self-esteem? Because you said that. I just want to get your opinion on it. We'll go to Angry Man and back to Obsidian and back to JR.
Oh, because they don't reflect the power status. In other words, there's a reason that white women are the standard of beauty. Is because it's white people or the Caucasian people are in power. So, like I said, I've said this many times. A woman's biological imperative is to give her offspring and herself the best chance in any environment. And lighter skin, bluer eyes, blonder hair, and straighter hair gives her a better chance in the white environment that they're in. So when they look in the mirror and it doesn't, and what they want to be doesn't reflect what they see in the mirror, guess what it does to their self-esteem? That's how come Chrissy makes so much money, or can make so much money, doing divine dark skin, because what she's trying to do, she's trying to hold up a different mirror for Black women, which I don't have any problem with. But the thing is, you don't have to throw Black men under the bus while you do it.
I agree. Angry Man, what's your take on why Black women may have such low self-esteem?
Well, first, let me address what BGS has said, because he brought up an interesting point, which kind of dispels the whole myth about light-skinned men having a certain amount of privilege. As we know in our society, it's more likely for a darker-skinned brother to get with a white woman than a light-skinned brother.
Really?
So
Yes.
That dispels that myth. When white women want a Black man, they want a
Black man. Yeah.
Damn.
Because in other words, why should she get a Valdez or the other brother on the line when she can get a white man?
Exactly.
She can get a white man with blue eyes and blonde hair, whatever, she can get a white man. So if she wants something that's different, she's not gonna get a light-skinned brother. She can get the darkest brother she can find.
Exactly. I'm only 76% African. She wants somebody that's closer to 100%.
Yeah.
Let me do this, man. Also, talk about your DNA. I saw you put a video about that, but after you get through with that, go into your DNA, ancestral DNA. I'm curious to know what it was.
Okay. But the whole thing with, I agree with what BGS said, but I also would like to add that, BGS also spoke on, I'm pretty sure he remembers, but he spoke on it before. Like a lot of times, girls, when they're born, a lot of times they look more like their father than they look like their mother.
Mm-hmm.
And with that going on, you gotta understand, like, there was a time period where Black people went through this phase in America where we had to start, appreciating our Blackness and loving ourselves and all of that good stuff. And I think that Black men actually got to the point where we started accepting our Blackness and not really believing in the myths of white supremacy and all of the things that was perpetuated on us. But I don't think the sisters did. I think they stayed. I think we kept going in our psychological healing, but I don't think the sisters did. I think when Black women still have that pain that comes from believing what white people say about them or what they say about Black people in general, and their Blackness is a reflection of what they don't want to be, just like BGS was saying.
Yeah.
So
that's because Black women, like all women, are much more sensitive to cultural messaging than men are. Men's brains. Just a good example. There's a really good book called A Billion Wicked Thoughts, right? I talk about this a lot on my podcast. It's a really good book. It came out years ago called A Billion Wicked Thoughts. The idea behind the book was that there was a computer science expert and there was a neurologist, a brain scientist, and the two of them got together and they conducted an experiment. And what they did was all of the searches, the Google searches, and internet searches around the world on all aspects of sex and erotica. And they were able to determine from these searches some real key insights in the way men and women think about sex, erotica, porn, etc. And for women, and this is not just Black women, this is women in general. Think about this. If you ever watch porn, if you watch porn for women, there's a lot of political messages before you actually get to the porn. There's a whole lot of political messaging, right? If you watch porn for men, there's almost never any political message. And if you do, it's a brief thing about, support freedom of speech, and then you get right to the fucking. But, because that's how men are. Men are much more straightforward. We're much less impervious to what other people think. Like, men don't care if, the society thinks he's a womanizer or a man whore or he's slut or what. Men just don't care. Women deeply care if society or a group of people in society thinks that she's a slut or a whore or whatever. Women are very sensitive to cultural messaging around sex and mating and things like that. Now, why is that? Because women's brains evolved in a way that it needed to solve the problem of determining who was the best man to lay down with and have kids. And one of the ways that they needed to do that was to rely on other people to help them make good decisions. This is the reason why the relationship expert business is so huge for women, not for men. If you study men, there is no relationship expert business. There's the pickup artistry business, which focuses on how to get the women that you want to fuck. That's what it's about. But there is no relationship expert business geared to men, finding the right one to fall in love with and all that. No, that's only for women, because women need other people to help them make good mating choices and decisions. That's what dating coaches and relationship experts. Earlier I was talking about Derek Jackson, and he's a de facto relationship expert. That's what that's all about. That's what that's all about. Women rely heavily on cultural messaging and social context and what other people think of who they get with to help them make good mating decisions. Men just don't operate like that. Men could care less what other people think or who they fuck. They just don't care.
Got that right.
Let me ask J.R. Wisdom his opinion on the particular tone of the conversation about what you guys are talking about. J.R., what's your take on what Angry Man said, what Obsidian's been saying?
You're talking about as far as how she feels about her confidence and stuff like that. We're still on that.
Absolutely.
Okay. I agree. It's media that causes that, and basically the standard of beauty is obviously having European or Eurocentric features. But I'm going to throw something in there, which is what I firmly believe, based upon me interacting with women. We'll go back to the single mother deal. Is that I believe, and I have a daughter. It's the responsibility of the father to impute that in his daughter that she's beautiful. And a lot of these women don't have. They might not have a father that's doing that, or the father may not be around. Period. To tell her that she's beautiful, to constantly let her know, to instill that confidence in her. And basically the mother is basically raising her. The mother may even be jealous of her in the relationship, not in a relationship, but raising her, or may not even be there, or have her so young with that type of, love, to basically constantly tell her she's beautiful. So she may
I'm sorry,
look.
brother. Not all women are beautiful. Some women need to be told that you're going to have to work very hard and study very hard, because you will never be able to attract a man willing to pay your bills. That is the truth.
I feel you, but I'm just saying, as far as a father, what I mean, regardless if your daughter's ugly or not, if you believe that or not, as far as her building that confidence, because some women just always look for that confidence from a man, or that acceptance from a man. So I feel, as a father, and I've heard this from women have told me this, to impute this into his daughter. That's just something that I've come across talking to women, and I think that may be a part of it, other than media and what the social standard is, as far as European being the worldwide standard of beauty.
Brother, we're red pillars. We're red pillars here. From a very early age, if you anybody who's been a parent and observes their own children as well as children of others, you observe things about kids very early on. None of us want to admit this, but the truth is that the hot chicks develop very early, and the fat and fuglies also develop very early.
Yeah.
We need to tell our daughters the truth. See, this discussion, if it was taking place in the Pacific Rim, and Korea, and China, and Japan, we wouldn't be having this discussion, because over there, they're very honest about this. They tell their daughters, who aren't going to grow up to be great beauties, you need to work very hard and study very hard, because you will have a very difficult time, if you get one at all, attracting a man willing to pay your bills. We need to stop lying to people here in America. Tell the truth. I mean, even if it sucks, the truth is better than a pretty lie. The ugly truth is better than a pretty lie.
That's true. And I think to speak to JR's point, is that there's a different focus that men have, and there's different focus that women have. Women are worried more about self-esteem, which is how people look at you, whereas men are more focused on self-worth, what you believe about yourself from internally. And as a father, what we impute on our children, especially our girls, is focused less on self-esteem, how people look at you, is what you feel about yourself internally. And that's what's missing. I
guess I worded that wrong, because I'm with you on that. I guess that's what I was, instead of me telling them that, to impute that self-esteem regardless of what, so that you aren't shattered in the future. If something comes across, that's what I should have came across. I'm with you on that.
Because there's a lot. Because when you're raised by a woman, even if you see a guy that's raised by a single mother, okay, she can't impute self-worth into that boy. So he focuses on what? How he looks, how he dresses, the car he drives, all that kind of superficial stuff, right? So you take I'm going to use Obsidian as an example, okay, if he doesn't mind. He was raised by two Marines, a grandfather and a father. Okay, how he looks, and that's important. Being neat, being clean, being on time, that's important. How people thought about that's important, but it's not as important as about doing the work and being a man inside, or being a person inside. I'm sure if you talk to his sisters, I'm sure his father imputed that same kind of value on them. So even though they might have been beautiful or whatnot, they had an internal self-worth, and so it didn't matter what the world thought about them. That's the difference between
brother,
a
my
man.
Dad spoiled my sisters rotten, brother.
Did he?
Well,
let me.
I mean, you know, it is what it is. But he's spoiled and rotten. He whipped my ass like a pack mule.
Well, let me add to what Obsidian is saying, because I understand completely where he's coming from. Because there used to be a time in our society, in America, where we were honest. Not only were we honest, but women were honest with themselves. And the reason you know this is because, just like, okay, let's say you have a man that, you know, knows that he's not attractive. Like we look at ourselves on a scale. We judge ourselves, say, okay, this woman is out of my league. So in order to compensate for that, I need to make more money. I need to be more successful. I need to dress differently. I need to, you know, change certain things in order to compensate for the fact that I may be a 5 or a 4. I can, you know, do certain things that's going to push me up a couple levels. Well, women used to do that too. If you remember, fat and ugly women used to be the sweetest women on the planet.
Yeah.
Not only was they the sweetest women, but they were awesome at housework. They were awesome at cooking. So you had sisters back in the day that were overweight or wasn't that attractive, but they could get a man and keep a man because they knew how to compensate for it. But nowadays, you got women walking around here that's fat and ugly, like a Gabrielle Cedarby. And you got people telling her that she's gorgeous and she's beautiful enough to do a sex scene on a television show. And that's ridiculous.
That was hard to watch. Oh my God, that was torture. I'd rather be waterboarded than to watch that shit.
Made some money though.
So did Ripley's Believe It or Not Oddities museum.
Angry Man just gave me 2 topics for tomorrow's videos I'm gonna do in pre-recorded. What happened to fat, ugly, nice women?
You're gonna have a lot of people watching that.
White women, dark-skinned men. So he gave me 2 videos. I'll give you credit for it. I'm gonna produce 2 classic view videos on this tomorrow and shake up some people, piss them off. Actually, I'm glad he came on. He gave me two good topics. I'm not gonna do live stream on my classic viewing, but it's a good conversation, man. Some really smart guys on here.
Yeah, a lot of dark skinned women, if they would get in shape and they would lose the weight and change their body type a little bit, could get more white men if that's what they wanted. But they don't want to do that. Because even white men, if they're going to choose a black woman, they don't want a light skinned woman. They want a black woman.
That is true, because that's why you see so many. I was following this one dude. All the times I see these guys going over, like most of the guys who go to Africa, they're white dudes. Like you would think like African Americans, we would be trying to go. No, the dudes who are over there fucking these chicks are white dudes, man. It's crazy. Even a lot of these white guys from France, they go over there. They're having babies, like white guys, and they go to Charles Tyler. You guys heard of Charles Tyler before? The Charles Tyler Show?
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to do a hangout with him last week, but we couldn't get it together. He's been to Brazil 20 times. He said on his podcast numerous times that white men are over there taking those black women left and right.
Because they smart. They pay attention.
He said, we need to get our brothers. He's begging black men to come over to Brazil and get them a black woman. He said, man, white boys coming from Australia, they're snatching them up left and right all the time.
You know why? Because they became a valuable commodity. When Al Grease dropped that documentary, and people, it won't just like, brothers won't just watching that. It was white dudes watching that too, because like, let's not get it twisted. They have the men's rights movement and MGTOW for a reason. Like, they may not endure the same type of suffering that brothers endure dealing with sisters, but they still deal with a certain amount of BS dealing with their women. So, because they're dealing with westernized women. You know what I'm saying? So, they saw that and they was like, shoot, you think I'm gonna let these brothers go down there and capitalize and we not gonna? Come on, man. You know how they
Oh yeah, Ruth's been saying that for years, man. Colombia and Brazil. This is 2 spots.
Absolutely. Let me do this. Take a little bit of intermission. Got an awesome hangout. Let me get you guys to this. I really appreciate all the support you guys have given tonight on the channel with the super chat and but what I'd like you to do, number one, if you dropped your email to the Negro Manosphere, check your email and confirm to be a part. I've sent about 20 of them. About 12 of you guys have confirmed it. So if you got an email from the Negro Manosphere, confirm your subscription to the site. The next thing that I knew is I need 12 people to go into the comment section, not the comment section, but like the video. So I have 229 people watching the video right now. Like the video, get us over 200 likes, because what happens, this promotes the video to Facebook. So if you're watching the video, just go down and hit the like button on the video. Get the likes up. You know what we do on the channel. So if you guys can help us out, 235 people watching, like the video. You can go ahead and like the video. Right. Thank you, 191. I see Deshaun Brown in here. Haven't seen her in a minute. So let's get 7 more likes here on the video. Get them up, 195. All right, I need 5 more. All right, thank you guys, 196. Wow, I don't really have much more to say, but is there anything else you guys want to talk about tonight?
I'm pretty much done, man. I'm gonna go ahead and bounce because I want to get some rest here. But I want to thank everybody for letting me come on the chat tonight. Thank you so much, O'Shea, and thank everybody for donating on the super chat and donating on O'Shea's new Patreon page, and for subscribing for the Negro Manosphere website. Don't forget to check me out every Sunday. I'm the Sunday columnist over there. I want to thank everybody on the panel. Thank you so much, and thank you so much, Angry Man and Black Gnostic Speaks and my man JR.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, let's crash the site again. Okay. Everybody go to the go to Negro Manosphere. Let's crash it again. Okay. Let's put some traffic through there. We want a meltdown.
Oh man. Let me do this before you guys go. Deshaun Brown, she's a pretty attractive chick in the chat. She's saying, "What about us American Black women?"
What do you want to know, Deshaun Brown?
She said. What about Black women in America? What about them? You know,
okay. Well, the thing is, you have to, you cannot follow. That's why I call it the sisterhood of failure. You cannot listen to women that are failing. Okay. Mm-hmm. The reason that the brothers are on here talking about this is because we're giving you criticism. Sometimes it's destructive, but a lot of times it's constructive. In other words, if you want to get with us, you want to know what makes us happy, listen to our criticism. Don't just say we're bashing you and not taking what we're saying to heart. You guys, even amongst women, because I've been around, I know personally, I know at least 3,000 women, okay? Personally, I know them. Damn. And I've seen this stuff over and over and over again. You guys know what's wrong because I know what you guys talk about when you talk to your girlfriends. So you cannot lie and say you don't know what the problem is. You just refuse to change it. There's nothing stopping you from getting in the gym. There's nothing stopping you from asking brothers, what do you like in women? There's nothing stopping you from being so confrontational. There's nothing stopping you from smiling. Mm-hmm. If white women are more successful at getting men, Latinas are more successful at getting men, stop listening to women that fail. Look at women that succeed. If you really want to know, go down to Brazil, take your girlfriends with you and study them. Ask them, what are you doing to get your men, that get men to fly from all over the world to come be with you? Mm-hmm. That's what I would do. Al Greaves, there should be a female parallel to Al Greaves to go down to interviewing Brazilian women. Say, how do you keep your man? What do you do to keep your man? Yeah. How do you talk to him? How do you be with him? How do you make love to him? How do you get him to marry you and stay faithful to you? How do you raise your children? You guys should be writing tons and tons of books about how to treat black men so black men will love you, because we want to love you. We just can't. But you guys listen to the niggas ain't shit church and say how black men are failing, how black men are doing this, that, and another. The thing is, you're not raising them right. That's number one. Number two, you keep doing the same stupid stuff over and over again. Because I could do 50 videos every day about how black women fail and break it down to you. The thing is, you don't want to take criticism. That's a female trait. If you don't want to take criticism, start being logical. Go down and study. These are the women that are getting men from all over the world. You got, in Brazil, it's just a tourist traffic where you got men of all stripes and colors come from all over the world to be with those women. Going down there and find out what the secret is. Go ahead, Obsidian.
I want to pick up on something that BGS said earlier tonight. I was talking about Derek Jackson. Now, I want everybody to think about this. You got women actually taking him seriously about what he has to say about marriage. The man has never been married.
Exactly.
How the fuck do you take someone seriously about marriage who himself has never married?
Exactly.
Another example, Oprah Winfrey. How the fuck do you take anything she has to say about relationships seriously? She ain't never been married.
Exactly.
Iyanla Van Zandt has been divorced twice. Alice Walker has been divorced, then became a lesbian. I mean, black women, Steve Harvey said this, and I know people have feelings about Steve Harvey, but when you're right, you're right. Steve Harvey once famously said, and he was 100% spot on with this point. He said black women have a very bad habit of passing bad information between each other because they're getting it from fucked up sources.
Yep.
Black women love listening to people who excel and failing shit. That's the reason why Black Gnostic Speaks coined the term, and I appropriated it myself, the sisterhood of failure. They don't look at people who's successful. They look at the people who fail.
Exactly.
And they take what they say like as if there's a fucking gospel or something. That's fucking insane.
Exactly.
It's insane. It's insane.
Good points. Anybody else? Angry Man, you got anything else you want to time out? I know you've already been on. Oh, I think Angry Man already left. He got out of here. All right. Shout out to the Angry Man channel. You guys can find him. Just go. You can go type in Angry Man channel. I think everybody knows who he is on this channel. What's up, JR? Anything else you have to say?
Yeah, all the brothers were spot on that and about the country. And I don't know the sister who asked that question, but I know we talked about this on a hangout before, O'Shea, and y'all brothers can correct. But the biggest thing that a man wants from you as an African American woman at the end of the day is femininity. In my opinion, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the biggest thing that really they're looking for, and that's why these men are going to other countries to find that femininity.
Well, JR, let's be honest about it. What black men really want black women to do is be nice. And they're not.
Yeah.
They're not. Be nice. Be cooperative. Do your, okay, I'm gonna cuss right now. Do your fucking job. Be cooperative. Do everything you can to make the family succeed. Cooperate with your man instead of competing with him. Because a lot of the spinsters will tell you that when they get 50 years old, I should have cooperated with my man. I still had him. I still been married. My kids would have been successful. My family would have been further along. But I had to compete with him because of my feelings. Because I didn't like what he said. Instead of taking it to heart and doing the goddamn thing, he's there for a reason. Follow him. And instead of finding a dude that you can rule over, find a dude that you can follow. It's really that simple. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. They've been doing it for a million years. It's not being stupid. It's not because other women do it. Black women don't do it.
Let's get Angry Man's take on.
I'm gonna calm down a little bit.
Finish his thing, and then let's let Angry Man close us out, and then we can be up out of here.
Yeah, I mean,
my bad, y'all. I gotta go, man. I just found out there's this thrift store that got like a box full of old ass comics from the 80s, so I gotta be out, yo.
All right, Charlie. Thanks again.
All right, brother.
For Angry Man coming out, go support his channel, The Angry Man. We'll get him back on here and do another hangout. I'll reach out to him and get him on here so that way we can promote his channel and vice versa, and he can promote mine, whatever, how we do. So thanks, Angry Man, for stopping by. Obsidian Man, what you got to say to close it out, brother?
I want to thank everybody for listening tonight, and we will be back with another hangout chat real soon, so stay tuned. Thank you so much.
Let me say this real quick before we go. And just BGS, the love that he has given me, as a younger person. He's really always been, trying to support. A lot of niggas don't want to see you get no money. A lot of niggas don't want to see you do well. BGS ain't like that, man. BGS, that's why if I catch a live stream, I go in there, I'll drop some Polish money in there for him. I really want to thank him for keeping us black men together. You know, you really, you know, even though like he wasn't in on the Negro Manosphere, but brothers like BGS hold weight. Brothers like BGS can make things happen because they have they send their people over to the sites. He sends his people over to subscribe. I mean, like, you know, he just does so much for us, man. And it's people like BGS is why we can have a site like this. So I really thank you, brother, for, you know, just your leadership. You know, we had the little problem. We came to your channel to smooth it out. Yeah. And so thank you for being our patriarch here, really in Black YouTube. And I want to thank all the people, you know, Obsidian, you know, JR Wisdom. He's an up and comer. He's been really putting a lot of good content. We have something really special, you guys. And when you guys monetarily have been supporting us, I've been using that money to support the brothers who write. And I was just talking to Obsidian, the super chat money that we got tonight. I just paid Alan Roger Curry tonight, which was over $300 to write for June. And I paid Obsidian over, you know, 200 and some, whatever. You know, we don't mind telling you what it is. But the money that we recouped just on this super chat tonight was about 50% of what the salaries were for the brothers that write for you every week. And it costs money to have talent, like Alan Roger Curry. Costs money to have talent like Obsidian. And you guys make a way for people like Obsidian to make even extra money. You grow his audience, you grow Alan Roger Curry's audience, you grow BGS's audience, you grow JR Wisdom's audience, because it all comes back. So thank you for believing in the Negro Manosphere. Thank you for believing in people like BGS. I really appreciate it. I'm so excited to see where we're gonna go from here. And we're putting, you know, money in other brothers' pockets. It ain't just all you donating to me. No, I spread the wealth as you give it to me. I give it to other brothers, and you see what we can do. And this is the power of black men working together. So I thank you guys. As you know, the buffoons are the all-time high, and we're out. Peace.
Peace.